Hey there, ladies, Skylight friends. How's it hanging? So, do something a little bit different. I am showing you a time lapse of one of the first things I ever drew on my iPad. Now, as you'll see, it's a Scully. I love a skull, and I really didn't know what I was doing. Was just kind of experimenting around, like literally zero idea know how to do anything with Procreate. But just to let you know, like the first setup I had and the lessons I learned from this. One, of course, I have my iPad. It is a iPad 6 Gen. So it's not the newest, but like it gets the job done and I love it, right? It's good. It's solid. The pen I had though was not an Apple pen. It was a good pen at first. And then I did something to it and I messed it up. It was just kind of like a stylus pen, right? Meant for an iPad. And you might be able to see if you look at what I'm doing here with that pink line, it's kind of like dotted and frayed. And at first I thought there was something wrong with the iPad, like, oh my god, something wrong with Procreate. But when I would draw with like my finger, the lines would connect. Or I thought it was, yeah, perfect example with that blue line. I was like, am I doing something wrong with like the, is it me? So I thought, so I kind of messed with the nub, and I think when messing with the nub, it made it worse. And again, you will see all that. The other thing that I didn't know was all this stuff about layers. And I definitely should have done. I guess I didn't know. You know, you'll learn through doing. So that is essentially what this ended up being. Was just me learning through doing and knowing when and where to place your layers in Procreate. And I use Procreate. I don't have like a drawing tablet or anything like that, you know. But yeah, this was a long piece. I did try to speed this up in my video editor, and that it wouldn't go any faster than this. So yeah, as you can see, this is what we're working with. But I mainly kind of worked on this just to like test things out, test colors, because I've never used Procreate before, and I like drawing scullies. So we're just kind of doing a rainbow type scully. I definitely feel like watching this back and kind of seeing my other stuff. You can definitely see progression, and I think it's important. It's like if you can see progress in your work. I always say, like, I'm a noob supreme. I'm always trying new things and different things, and hoping for the best, you know? So, yeah, I just was trying this out, and my daughter definitely helped me out a lot, and my son. They would be like, hey, you know you can do this right, and you know you can do that right, and I'd be like, no, I didn't. Okay. But also, I think having good tools, I suppose, as well. Not that you have to kind of get what you can afford, right? And then you build up with what you can afford. I definitely sort of did what I could with this pen, but then fortune would have it that I accidentally flushed my my AirPods down the toilet. So I said, you know what, I gotta get new AirPods, might as well get an Apple pen. So normally I am definitely one that's like, hey, you know, if the off-brand, quote-unquote off-brand works great, then that's fine. You know, you don't always have to have like the name brand stuff. But I have learned through this journey that sometimes you need the name brand. You need the name brand stuff sometimes. But this was, looking back and kind of watching this, like I said, this was a lot of fun to work on, because it did put me outside of my comfort zone and it let me try new things. And it also, again, like I said, reminds me of kind of where I was and where where I'm to be. So maybe I will redraw this one day, kind of like a different version, a different inspo of it, but we'll see. We'll see. I thought about making prints of this, but then like the more I thought of it, I was like, I'm not really like super satisfied with it. And I would definitely want to like start over again to do it. Like, look how I'm like coloring things in versus sort of like making like the little blocks and then like boop, drawing everything in. And oh, here's another example of the dots. Oh man, this was so messy. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. This was before I had the drawing glove, which my drawing glove is kind of MIA, and the paper-like screen protector. The paper-like is a game changer. Like, prior to this, it literally, you're just drawing on like glass. But with that screen protector, it provides that texture and it protects the glass, but also it's more comfortable to draw on, if any of that makes sense. I hope it does. So I think what I'm going to do is that I am just going to let this run, and y'all can watch me struggle through this. I do like this. I think it's very colorful, and what is it? Whimsigoth is what I've seen a lot lately. This feels very whimsigoth, and which I feel is a pretty good description for me now that I think about it. But anyways, enjoy. And I will, I'll chat with y'all at the end of the video. Okay? Is that a deal? Good deal. Okay. Just to jump back in here, I think my favorite part on all this was the little mushrooms. They were so cute and so fun. A little tedious in parts, but I don't know, it was really, what's the word? Kind of therapeutic. It's very soothing, because my brain, if you haven't figured it out yet, my brain is go, go, go 100% of the time, from the time I wake up generally to the time that like I pass out from exhaustion. I'm always thinking of whatever comes to mind is there. So doing something like this, and you'll see where we get to some detailings on right there, the line work for the under part of the mushroom cap. That was very satisfying, and I really enjoyed it because again, it helped focus my mind. And I think that's why, I don't know, I feel like a lot of, and I could be wrong, if you're a creative type, let me know if this is for you or not. You know, everyone's different, but I feel like generally when you talk with creative types, their brains are always going, right? But once they are stuck in and into a project, there is a very laser type focus. Some people call that, you know, like both my kids have ADHD. My kids get that way. So I don't know if that's me or what, or if that just, I don't know. I'm not armchair diagnosing. I don't have an official diagnosis or anything like that. But like whenever I do stuff like this, like I'm focused on that, and my mind can just not necessarily turn off, but can just sort of like pause for a moment while I work on this, you know, while I'm working on one detail. And it's very satisfying, and I also really enjoy it. It also helps me, like, if I start to get those kind of like the not nice thoughts, you know, this, like doing stuff like this, really detailed work, just taking my time blending, it's like, you're not allowed here. Get out of here, right? So yeah, I just want to share that. I love the mushrooms. The mushrooms, I think, are my favorite part of it. The more, again, I'm repeating myself a bunch of the time of this, but I do feel like it's good. Oh, did you hear my husband there? I do feel like it's important to kind of go back and look at those works that you've done in the past. Like with this, definitely I would do something different. And maybe I will, you know what, maybe we'll revisit this. Maybe this will be something, a special thing for all of my wonderful, wonderful Ko-Fi friends. So, or coffee. Ko-Fi? Coffee? How do you say it? Let me know. Okay, I'm gonna shut up for a few more minutes. Enjoy this newbie process. There is still like so much that I need to learn about like Procreate, or just being like doing digital art in general. Because I feel like when I'm looking at this piece, right, that there is so much more that I could have done with it, different like textures. Like I'm someone who, if you've seen a lot of my traditional artwork, I love a texture. You know, it feels, for me, more, it just, I think, lends I guess an identifying marker to my work, but also it makes it feel more real. And I really wish I would have, you know, figured that out, or like I said, kind of known those things. And again, I'm still learning how to sort of manipulate different digital brushes and the programs and the effects that are actually built into Procreate. But I know that one day soon, it'll happen. I'll get there. I just have to be patient and give myself the opportunity to be able to experiment. Lately, it's just been really hard with school starting back up. And, you know, just all those IRL things, right? All those real life things that tend to get in the way. And oof, I could tell that I'm like super struggling with this, with that, the original sort of digital pen that I had with the line work and everything like that. It was a little bit of a struggle, but, you know, we all have to struggle. We all go through struggle, right? So I feel like it was a little bit on the struggle bus with this one. But we are almost done. You know, we're just kind of doing a little bit of that line work and sort of making everything not, I don't know, you know, like, y'all know I love an outline, all right? We all know that I love an outline. Well, I hope you all enjoyed watching me fumble through my first ever digital drawing piece. Holds a little special place in my heart. I think I could definitely make this look a lot cooler now. And again, I drew this back in, when did I draw this? I think I drew this back in like January. So within, you know, from January to now, I definitely see a progress in my technique and my ability to use Procreate to probably more of its full potential. So yeah, we shall look in to making this look better. Not different, like we could use the same like inspo, but definitely, you know, elevated. Let's say elevated for sure. So with this video almost done, I just want to say thank you ever so much for hanging out, for taking your time to watch and support. You can follow me on all the things. You can watch me do art live over on Twitch. It's just twitch.tv/theatomicpirategirl. You can find me over on Instagram and TikTok. Same thing, the Atomic Pirate Girl. Twitter, or X, the app formerly known as Twitter, there is a little bit different. It is Atomic Pirate Girl with no I. Excuse me. It's Atomic Pirate Girl with no I over on that app. But yeah, I appreciate you. Drop a follow, say hello, say hi. Love seeing y'all. But if no one's told you this today, hear it from me. I'm so proud of you. And thanks again, my friends. If you're ever given an opportunity to be a pirate, always be a pirate. Okay, love you. Bye.